So it's episode 2 today. Last time we talked about your story and what's happened in your life. What should we talk about today?
I don't know. You tell me.
Should we talk about lessons for people? Things you would teach someone. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
What's the top 3 life lessons that anyone needs to know in life? Top 3, only if you can choose 3. No more than 3.
Don't rely on nobody. You don't want to you want to be self-sufficient. So you don't have to rely on other people. So learn the things like little bit DIY if you're going to buy a house, if you're living in there. So you don't have to keep calling somebody for just silly little things.
What else? So how when you say become, would you say don't rely on anyone?
Learn a bit of all the different type of trades.
Yeah.
So you don't have to if something goes wrong, something small, you can fix it yourself. Get some DIY tools. And that way you don't have to stand around ages waiting for somebody to come and fix something.
Is that a life lesson though? Or is it it's just about DIY stuff?
It's sort of a lesson, isn't it? You're not relying on waiting for other people.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you mean in general for everything?
In general, yeah.
Yeah. What's another example then?
I don't know. You have to make things happen. Like your job, for example.
Yeah.
Learn your job inside out. Try different jobs when you're young. That way, when you come later on in life, you can you're not walking down a narrow path, to apply for a next job. Because you learn different varieties, you got a wider path. You can apply for that one, that one, that one, that one, instead of just these little ones here. So you're not stuck.
The different types of skills, combine them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they call that skill stacking these days.
Oh, maybe that's what it's called.
You stack different things together, and then you get to know the overall how things fit together and stuff.
That's it.
What's the second one then? Second life lesson? If you could only choose 3.
I don't know. It comes automatically, things, I mean, like what, for example?
I don't know, imagine you can teach younger people, younger generation something, or you're a teacher of a class or something, and you were just teaching them stuff about life in general, and you get to teach them 3 things only.
I don't know, you have to give me some examples. You want me to it's loads of things, but it's just awkward to say it out.
Yeah, what about to do with let's say, so maybe that's for career, number one, but it's also in general, is it number one? The first thing you said.
Yeah, it's general, yeah.
Oh, it's in general, yeah. What about your well-being and stuff like that? What would you say in the area of well-being? What's the number one thing?
Look after your health. Don't just sit at the desk all day long. Don't become a couch potato. Do a variety of sports. Do different types of sports.
Yeah.
And find out which one you sort of prefer more. Do different type of activities. You know, go out walking, trekking, anything.
Yeah.
Because you become a couch potato, it's not good for your health, is it? You might think it's easy life, but then in your sort of limbs, if you don't exercise them, they give up. They become weak. They start hurting. Your knees and all that.
Yeah.
So you got to do anything. You don't have to be good at it. As long as you sort of get out and do it, you'll start to. I mean, even if you don't enjoy it at first, you'll start to enjoy it afterward.
Yeah. And how do you get into routines? Because a lot of people struggle with getting into habits and routines.
Well, habits is things you probably pick up from people you hang about with, maybe. I mean, some of those habits are good, some of those habits are bad. But sometimes because of the people you hang about with, a lot of people get into bad habits just to be part of the group.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't do that. You should only do whatever you like, not follow others. But I mean, there are good habits as well, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you build good habits then? Because if you feel everyone knows what to do, but people find it hard to actually implement it most of the time.
Well, you have to keep at it, don't you? Maybe, you know, mix with the people whose habit you sort of enjoy. Don't get forced into anything.
Yeah. So finding the right people.
Well, it's not just finding the right people, it's you have to sort of be aware. If you sort of, you know it's something wrong, even though the people you're mixing with are doing it, you don't have to do it, do you?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you might sort of like it in the short term, but the long term, you probably won't like it.
Yeah.
So you got to know when to stop.
What if you have friends that you used to hang out with, and then you start outgrowing them and stuff? Like you just don't feel like doing the same stuff as them anymore.
Well, you always diversify, don't you?
Yeah.
So if you sort of start outgrowing them, then you know, really you don't enjoy their company, isn't it? So you stop seeing them that often.
Yeah.
You know, you sort of move away. Sometimes you might feel, you know, it's not right moving away, but just move away.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to force you, or even if they do, you know, you have to make your own mind up. Just say, this is not for me, you carry on.
And the other area is about like mental health and stuff. What's a good way to look after mental health? Because you spoke about physical health, limbs and stuff like that. What about like your mind?
Well, mind is awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of something that controls you. And there are times when you're in that situation, it's very awkward to sort of think straight. All you need to do is sort of give yourself some space, really. I mean, a lot of people get stressed on certain things. But you sort of got to say, doesn't matter how much I stress, it's not going to cure the problem.
Yeah.
And just say, you know, it's out of your control. And don't matter how much you stress on it, you won't be able to sort of get that right, will you? Because it's something you can't control. So you got to try to sort of get it out of your head.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously awkward to get it out of your head, certain things, but you've got to try.
Yeah. How do you do that?
Well, you do that by sort of trying to get out somewhere. I mean, if you're indoors and you start thinking the same thing over and over again, so get your jacket on, go out for a walk, go to here, go there, go anywhere really, where you stop thinking about it, even for a little while.
Yeah.
Otherwise you'll start getting sick when you...
Yeah, I think that's the problem people have usually. They're just going round and round.
And because you're thinking too much about it, no way you'll find a solution.
Yeah.
So you've got to get out of that box. And maybe you might find a solution.
So you just take a break and then maybe the solution will just come after that.
Take a break. That's the only way to think straight, isn't it? Because otherwise you're sort of in a small sort of a room where everything's going round and round in the same place. And nothing new. You know, you can't think of anything new. So if you go out somewhere, try to sort of not think about it, or try to sort of do something or talk to somebody or go where somebody, you know, your mind sort of clears. And then suddenly you think, oh, here's a solution. You know, because you're sort of out of that little room where everything's same, you won't find that. So you got to get out and maybe, you know, it'll come to you just naturally.
Yeah.
Or somebody you're talking to outside maybe.
Yeah.
That might sort of give you an idea, sort of say, oh, why didn't I do that?
Yeah. You have insights.
But you can't bring that insight out if you're just stuck in the same place, thinking the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like somebody doing a job somewhere, and they're stuck, and they would spend hours trying to think, hold on, I can't get this right, there must be a way to do it right. Then suddenly somebody comes along and watches you struggling, and he says, why don't you do it this way? It's so simple, but because you're sort of in-depth thinking about it, you can't find that solution. And that person saw it straight away. So within 2 minutes, everything's done.
Yeah.
Instead of, 5 hours or 4 hours or whatever you spent.
Yeah.
Try to do it.
Yeah. You have to let the space come in. And
Yeah.
when you have the space, then the insight can come in, isn't it? Otherwise it's blocked off.
It's blocked off, that's right.
Mm. Yeah. It's like revving a car too much. It's too much revs.
You're getting nowhere.
Mm. What does someone do if they're possessed by their thinking, and they just believe everything that's going on in their head? Because people get possessed sometimes, and they think the worst is going to happen.
That's
you
right.
just start believing it.
Well, the more you think about it, more you believe it.
Yeah.
Even though it's wrong.
Mm.
But it depends on people's mind, isn't it?
Mm.
Some people have weaker mind, where smallest a thing triggers saying, "Oh no, I've done this. This is going to happen."
Yeah.
And sometimes it does happen, the bad thing, whatever they're thinking about. But if they hadn't thought about it, then that bad thing would never ever happen, didn't it, in the first place, Maybe you sort of, your mind makes it happen. Don't know.
Yeah. What do they call it? They call it the law of attraction. If you start thinking about something, you start creating it somehow. Or you're just not open to new things, basically.
No, that's right. It's like people believing in ghosts. They say, "No, open that door, there's a ghost there."
Yeah.
And they keep seeing it. Well, it's not a ghost, but maybe it's probably shadows of the lights. And they think it's a ghost because in their mind, they always, think the ghosts are there.
Yeah.
So that's their mind, obviously they can't get rid of it. But I say again, they need to sort of clear their mind.
It's like a reset button, isn't it?
But they can't reset, you see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Because once you start believing all that, you've gone too deep.
Yeah. You start becoming attached to it.
That's it.
It becomes a belief. Yeah. Instead of just an idea.
The only way to get rid of it is you've got to say, "No, there's no such thing." Over and over in your head. If they, see flashing light, you've got to say, "That's a flashing light. It's not a ghost."
Yeah.
It is. It's a flashing light. Or outside there's something flying in the wind. I think, "Oh, that's a ghost." But that takes, a long time to get over that.
Yeah, people think all sorts of things, like not just ghosts, but with everything, isn't it?
It is.
It's not just. It's people think that someone's out to get them, or whatever. Start getting scared. You create fears inside your head.
It's just superstition, isn't it? There are people who wear the same shoes first every time. Say the right shoes and the left shoes. If they get it the other way around, they think, "Oh, the whole day's jinxed."
Yeah. how do people do something even if their mind is saying not to? So if they want to create something new or make a change, or I don't know, start a new career, move to a different place or whatever, anything new, but their mind has all these doubts and fears, how do you get past that?
The only thing you can do is just go for it instead of back away. Because if you back away, then you're not sort of going to get anywhere, are you? Because, okay, for example, I mean, you backed away from one job because for your fear, you can do the same again the next opportunity you get and the next opportunity.
Yeah.
So what you got to do is just say, I'm going for it. And if there's a problem with it, you're sort of trying to resolve whatever it is. You know, and if you think it's not working out, you can always sort of let go and get something else.
Yeah.
You can't say, you know, if I take that job on, I can't sort of come back to this one.
Yeah.
You can always do that. So you got to get rid of your fear.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Yeah, doesn't it? What you're saying doesn't even sound like you have to get rid of it. You just have to go get past it.
Just get past it.
Just do something, even if you think it's going to be scary. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's scary, yeah. But it's just scary on the outside from where you are. But once you get in there, you realise certain time, oh, why didn't I sort of do this ages ago? You know, this is just what I like. Something really good's happened to you. But because of your fear, you never got into it.
Yeah, you'll never know, isn't it?
No, you won't know.
Until you're there, yeah.
And then, you know, you probably love it.
Yeah. Comfort zone. That's what it is, getting past comfort zone.
Because if you stay in your comfort zone, you know, you're sort of not going to expand. You've got to always go out of your comfort zone. That way you'll achieve most of your goals.
Yeah, because you can try and predict what might happen by thinking about it, but it's never going to be like reality, is it?
No.
It's just a guess, really, or prediction.
I mean, even if it happens, you'll be able to solve that problem.
Yeah.
And the only way you do that is going for it. If you don't go for it, you'll never solve it.
Yeah, because a lot of people will stay stuck in never trying because they're thinking too much about what might happen. Trying to predict it, you know.
Not only what might happen, some people say, I'm happy where I am. I don't want to go anywhere. And that's because of the fear that if they do go somewhere, you know, they're out their comfort zone, they think, I'll be lost. So, you know, the only way to do it is go for it. Because you're losing out otherwise.
Yeah.
We had a guy called Billy Payne working at the BBC. He was an assistant and he lived with his mother in a flat in Shepherd Bush with his brother, I think. Then his mother died. And at that time, the council were giving him 60% discount to buy that flat. Yeah, so if it was, I don't know how much he was worth at that time, probably a couple of hundred. He would have got it for, what's that? To say it's 200. He would have got it for 40, isn't it? 60%.
Okay. Yeah.
40, 80,000, yeah? And and he could have sold it for 200.
Mm.
Yeah, so he was making X amount of money on it. But he says, no, he says, I like where I live. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't have to sell it tomorrow. You don't have to sell it, next year. It's only when you don't. If you do want to sell it, you've got a choice that way. You see, and then if you want to move away somewhere, you've got this house to sell, to buy, and the money for that you can buy another house, and you still get left over because Shepherd Bush is quite an expensive area. And he never did.
Yeah.
Because it was out of his comfort zone. So it doesn't matter how much money he loses out, he'll stay in the comfort zone.
Yeah. And then he'll never find out what could have happened.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, choices. You said that he could have had choices if he did this.
Of course he would have done.
Yeah. Instead of just one choice.
But not only that, like I said, for 80,000, he was saying, what's that, 120? So he could have put that 120 in his pocket to use whenever he wanted. If he didn't want to sell it, but he still wanted to move away, he could have rented another place somewhere else by renting this place out.
Yeah.
And the money he would have got for this, he could have lived happy wherever he liked. And then he could always come back to this flat whenever he wanted to as well. But his was like that. He sort of used to think in a small circle, and he never wanted to get out.
So how does someone go from being in comfort zone to just first seeing the choices, and then after seeing the choices actually going and doing it? Because some people can see the choice, they have all these ideas, they want to do this, they want to do that, but then actually going and making it happen is where people are like stopped inside.
That's because they're scared, aren't they? They're scared what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Will I land on my feet or not? So it's a fear. Only way to do that is get rid of that fear and just take the step. I mean, there are other ways also. Is sometimes you get forced to do it. You don't have any other choice, and you're forced to do it. And they do it, then they realise, cool, why didn't they do this ages ago, years ago? But only way to do it is you have to force yourself to do it.
Yeah, because sometimes people are, when they're forced, it actually happens, doesn't it? But when it feels like there's no pressing, need or whatever, then they won't go for it.
Well, there's need, but it's the fear, isn't it?
Yeah.
They fear that if they sort of say move away to do that certain things, what will they do if they can't handle it? What will they do if somebody different? Because obviously when they move away somewhere, they'll have to meet somebody different, talk to somebody different. They're afraid what they're going to say, how they're going to react as well. But they don't realise that once you move to that step, it'll be the same as this job. Okay, it'll be slightly different, But because of your experience in stretcher,
yeah,
you'll be able to handle everything.
mm. Mm.
If not, you'll be able to find the solutions anyway.
Mm. So is it getting used to doing this kind of stuff that makes someone turn into that kind of person? Or how does someone turn into a person who goes and takes action
It's like,
over their fears?
it's like I said, you sort of, at the beginning,
Mm.
when you're young, you sort of say, okay, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
After a couple of years, once you mastered it, you think, I mastered this.
Mm.
Let me diversify a little bit.
Mm.
And then again, after a few more, diversify again.
Mm.
And if you've done that a few times, after that, all that fear will be gone.
Mm.
Because you know you want to move here.
Mm.
Okay, you'll find it a little bit sort of stressful a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
but you'll soon overcome it
Mm.
and you'll be enjoying it.
Mm.
So there'll be no stopping you going wherever you like,
Mm.
doing whatever you like.
Yeah.
But it's, like I say, some people are stuck in the same thing. They've never
Mm.
moved,
Yeah.
never done anything new.
Mm.
And it's a fear. They think, I don't, even though they want to do it from the inside,
Mm.
but the outside says, what if this happens? What if that
Yeah.
happens?
Yeah. So they have to find something inside that's going to get them past that.
Yeah, they have
Basically.
to.
Yeah.
Like
Where
I said,
it's-
they have to find something inside or somebody to force them.
Mm. Yeah. Someone to kind of motivate them, is it?
It's motivation, but main thing is to overcome their fear, isn't it?
Mm.
So if somebody sort of says, no,
Mm.
we're moving over there or doing certain things over that type of things,
Yeah.
even though the person says, no, I want to carry on doing this,
Mm.
they just literally pick them up and put them there.
Mm.
Right, you carry on doing that,
Mm.
and that's it.
Mm. Yeah. What does it mean when someone says, do something from your heart, not your head? What does that mean? Heart versus head. Or gut, sometimes people say gut or, something different to your head. Heart versus head. Feel into that gut feeling or your spirit inside or whatever people say.
It's heart is when you sort of like something to do, like something, and you think, I like to do that.
Mm.
But your head probably says, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not the right time to do that, for example.
Mm.
So yeah, heart is sort of something soft,
Mm.
and head is where you think about it and say, hold on, if I go and do that, then I'm not going to be able to do certain things there.
Mm.
So sometimes the heart is right, the other times the head is right.
Mm. Yeah. How do you know which one's right, which one's useful?
You don't.
Because we were saying before, head can create all of these fears as well, right?
You can create fears as well,
Yeah.
but then if the head is creating fears,
Mm.
even though you think with your heart, head is still going to be against it,
Mm.
and you won't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the head has to be sort of fearless for you to do something from your heart. But head also says you do that, even though you feel you want to do that, it's the wrong thing. So it'll guide you on the right path, your head.
Yeah.
Because certain time you think, should I go and do this? Oh, I love to do this. It looks so nice.
Yeah.
It might look nice, but it's not going to be any beneficial to you, for example, or not good for you. So you got to turn away.
How do you know that it's giving you something useful versus it's fear speaking?
Well, fear is obviously a different thing. Fear is you're afraid of everything, really. And when you're afraid, I don't think your heart sort of makes it any decisions. Good ones or the bad ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awkward one.
What would you say is, because fear, we said, is kind of like you're all tense and you're analyzing, overthinking maybe. And then you said heart is what you feel like doing. And then you said also sometimes head can be useful as well, can guide you somewhere. So would you say they're different? They're different ways.
It's different emotions, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, heart is sort of an emotional thought. As a head is because it's gone through your head a few times, and you thought about it.
Yeah.
So it's not emotional. I mean, there are certain times you sort of overrule your heart, and you sort of say, "Oh, we should have done that afterward."
Yeah, regret.
But it depends on the thought. I mean, there are things you can do with your heart, which your head sort of calculated, saying, do that. It's not going to be loss if you do it to yourself. So you do it and you sort of enjoy it and have fun or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you sort of let your head carry on and do whatever it wants to do.
Yeah. So would you say heart is like your fun, like spirit kind of thing?
Sort of an emotional thing, isn't it? You know, it's how do you say it? On the spot thinking, something like that.
Intuition, like that, is it?
Sort of like that, yeah. It's a sort of a quick response. It's like saying you're seeing a nice car out there in the drive and you think, oh, I'd love to have one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what your heart says.
Yeah.
But then your head sort of works out, that's going to cost you X amount. Where are you going to get that money from?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's like that.
So it's intellectual.
So it's something either you can't afford or you sort of, there are other obstacles in the way which you've got to overcome to do that.
Yeah.
But your heart doesn't think like that, as your head would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because your head would sort of say, where are you going to get the money for? How are you going to afford to run it?
Yeah.
You know, where are you going to keep it? But your heart sort of, because it saw it and you loved it, or liked it, you think, oh, let me get, like, I'd like to get one of those. Shall I get one of those?
Yeah. So that's why all the sales is all based on emotions. People buy off emotions, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what the salesmen live on, don't they?
Yeah, they want to tap into your emotions.
And because they're salesmen, obviously they're taught how the customer can react.
Yeah.
And he sort of edges them forward.
Yeah.
He sort of sees you getting overexcited. You know there's a nice sale coming up.
Yeah. So head can be both friend and foe. It can be not useful when you want to do something and it's stopping you from doing it, but it can also be useful to kind of help you,
sort of
help
guide
you have
you,
strategy or think about it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, heart is sort of like a desire, isn't it?
Yeah. Desire, yeah.
But it's not a reality.
What would you say is the guidance system that we have inside? Which part of us is always guiding us towards something good before all the thinking happens? You know, you have like a compass almost, inner compass.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
Because someone might want to do something, like you said before, they feel it inside, and then their thinking comes and stops all of that. So how does someone connect with, like, what do they really want? What's that guidance system?
It's like like I said, I mean, your heart sort of wants certain things, certain ambitions you might have. But they're ambitions. You can't do those straight away. You've got to sort of wait for the right time.
Yeah.
To sort of get your ambitions. You know, you can't, I mean, everybody has ambitions, and they can't do everything. It's like a dream, isn't it? Ambition is like a dream.
Yeah.
So you sort of dream, one day I will do this.
Yeah.
But the only way to do it is sort of work your way up there. You know, you can't buy a dream. So it's a slow process. Unless you've got loads of money.
Yeah.
But even then you become bored. If you've got loads of money and you use all your ambitions up all in one go, for example, then you'll be bored because you'll have nothing to look forward to. So it's best to have them gradually.
Yeah. How does someone figure out what their ambitions are?
You don't need to figure them out, it just comes naturally, doesn't it?
It just comes to you, is it?
Yeah. I mean, it might be like I was saying earlier on, the car.
Yeah.
You can set your ambitions, say one day I will be able to have one of those if I work for it, work towards it, build up. Then maybe if you build up, and that way it'll sort of maybe motivate you as well. You know, motivate you to do, you know, work yourself up into a higher grade jobs where it pays higher, and so on. you know, so it's nice having ambitions, you know.
Yeah.
Gives you something to look forward, something to work for.
Mm.
But doesn't mean to say you can have them straight away.
Mm. Yeah. So you have something come into your heart, and then you have to figure out, maybe using the head, how to make it happen, is it? So now you combine both of them. They work together, basically.
That's right.
Mm. So they're not against each other now, they're working together.
Oh, that's it. You can't have it straight away because, I mean, it's like, I mean, that car, that guy has it, say that your neighbour has it. Doesn't mean to say you need to have it straight away. You just look at it and say, yeah, that's good. He's lucky, he's got it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. Don't sort of overthink about it.
Yeah.
It's a lovely car and he can afford to have it. Good luck to him. Instead of saying, oh, how did he get that car? I want that car.
Yeah.
I'll scratch his car tomorrow. You know, sort of jealousy and all that. You don't want to do that.
Yeah. How does someone know that their actions are coming from, you know, like you said, ambition, something inside, intrinsic, versus extrinsic, like looking at someone else and or feeling bad about yourself because you're looking at everyone. You know, someone might buy that car because of that, or someone might make that job because of that, versus someone that inside themselves, it's different, isn't it? Intrinsic versus extrinsic.
Yeah, but inside, you know, you don't overthink it. If you overthink it, then you're sort of making your brain work overtime. And if you do that, obviously you can't think of other things which are helpful to you.
Yeah.
So don't overthink. Just look at the guy's car and that's it. Yeah, nice car and that's it. Just carry on walking. Don't think about it no more.
Yeah.
Because if you carry on thinking about it, you won't be able to sort of improve your life maybe because you're giving part of your brain on that car, which is useless to you. And as if you just walked on saying, yeah, nice car and carried on, then you still got that part of your brain to as a useful tool to think of something else, which will help you make improvement in your life.
Yeah. And how do you know which actions are the ones that you want to take from, you know, coming from deep inside, that your ambitions? How do you know which ones are ambitions versus things that you're trying to do to prove something or look good and stuff? You know, a lot of people do that.
That depends on people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Certain people sort of want to sort of say copy the Joneses, you know.
Yeah.
And that's just silly, you know. Like I said, I mean, that's because they're seeing that car, for example, again, and they're keeping part of their brain on that. So, and jealousy takes over, thinking, why is he better than me?
Yeah.
So if you sort of get into too deep, you'll probably go down the bank and get a big loan to buy a car like that.
Yeah.
Just to prove you're equal to him. Why do you want to do that? Why don't you live your own life? Say, no, I'm not, you know, my capacity is, say, a Polo. I'm happy with that. You know, it gets me where I want to get it. It doesn't break down. It doesn't cost me a lot for other things.
Yeah.
You know, we had neighbours here before. You know, Dolly, his dad and the guy who lived there.
Yeah.
They were both, I think they were both Punjabis, yeah?
Yeah.
If one guy bought expensive car, the other guy had to have it. Oh, yeah. And then, you know, that guy, I think it's probably a little bit more money.
Yeah.
And he bought that S-Class, didn't he? So little while time he had it. You know, so they just wanted to prove to each other that they're equal. Or if he buys that, I can't be, you know, he'd probably look down on me. Maybe he did, I don't know. Right? And that's why he bought the same car, so to be equal.
Oh, right, yeah.
And if he bought a bigger car, say, he would have probably think, he's going to look down on me unless I buy the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's how I did it. What's the point? You're wasting your money. You're being silly.
Yeah.
And you're just living somebody else's life. You're not living your life, are you? So just live your life. Don't compare yourself with nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, they call it, these days they call it ego. They call it the ego that's ruling you. It is, yeah. It's just you're scared of looking weak or looking small, so you kind of do something to try and overcompensate, basically, they call it.
But that's all in your mind though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know,
it's all the ego mind, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not reality.
No, it's not what you really want, it's just you're scared of, you know, not feeling whole. Basically.
Not only that, you're scared what they're going to say.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they're going to say, oh, why don't you have a car like me? I don't want it. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
I'm happy with what I got. You know, it's like your mum and the ladies at the weddings. Yeah? If they want one sari at the one wedding, they won't wear the same sari again at the wedding.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid the other woman is going to say, hey, you wore that at the last wedding, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? And they're sort of afraid to give them an answer saying, so rather than that, they go out and fork out another sari.
Yeah.
Just to wear for the wedding. So different sari for different wedding.
Yeah. Yeah, fear of judgment and stuff.
Judgment, yeah.
Shame, isn't it?
It's not shame.
It's not shame, no.
You can sort of tell them, I like to wear what I want, you wear what you want.
Yeah.
You know, if you tell them once or twice, that's it. After that, nobody's going to point a finger at you. But they're afraid of the finger pointing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that's what creates a lot of this fear, isn't it? Of like doing new things. People are afraid of, what do you call it? Failure, judgment. It's all in themselves though, most of the time. It's
in themselves as well, but there are odd occasions when they do point fingers at each other.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Why don't nobody point a finger at me?
Yeah.
I wear the same wedding suit for X amount of years.
Yeah.
Mind you, it was only a wedding suit, so I only wore it at the weddings.
Yeah. The thing is, if you don't care, it doesn't matter, does it?
This is it. That's what, you know, everybody's got to say.
Yeah, if people say stuff, if you don't care what they say, it doesn't matter.
Well, if they say something, you give them an answer back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shouldn't be afraid. Because you've done nothing wrong.
What do you do when there's people that are trying to like have this power struggle and they're trying to look better than you and stuff like that?
Yeah, let them carry on. Ignore them.
Yeah.
You know, and soon they'll sort of learn and they'll start becoming your friends again. You live your life where you want to. I live my life the way I want to. Nothing to do with you how I live my life. So mustn't be afraid of nobody. Okay, they might say things once or twice and that's it. After that they'll forget. But if you do react to what they say, they'll keep saying it all the time. So don't react.
I think we'll end this episode there on the mind. the last thing we'll finish with is summarize what head, heart, fear, and the compass is. What did you take from today as them being, as a summary? What's the difference between them? Or maybe you have different ways of describing them now. What would you say is the different parts we have?
The head is sort of desire.
Hmm.
Heart is sort of like a desire.
Yeah.
Without calculation whether you can sort of do it in reality.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you can do it in reality, but certain times you can't. As a head, it sort of calculates things, whether you'll be able to do it or not. You know, and also head, it's how you react. Also, like we're talking about the others. I mean, you can fill your head with rubbish. If you keep listening to others,
yeah,
they'll also fill your head with rubbish as well.
Yeah.
So you got to sort of, when they throw something at it, just move your head away and let it pass through instead of sticking in. Don't let it stick.
Yeah. So heart is feeling kind of thing. Feelings, isn't it?
Feelings sort of and desire, isn't it?
Feeling and desire, yeah. Head is more thinking.
Head is more thinking, yeah. More reality.
Yeah.
But it can also think bad things as well.
Yeah. It can also try and project and calculate.
Calculate wrong things.
Wrong things, yeah. Yeah. Based on fears and stuff, yeah.
Based on fears, jealousy, a few other things maybe, you know. So you got to sort of let the world carry on as they are, and you carry on as you want to do.
Yeah. And what would you say about gut feeling? Is that similar to these two, or is it something different?
It's similar.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a certain time when a gut feeling is good. And there are other times when a gut feeling gets you into trouble.
Yeah. So how do you make all of this work together to kind of be in like harmony? How would you use these tools to have harmony?
Well, when you get a gut feeling, you've got to sort of help your head, or let your head help your gut as well. You know. And if you do that, maybe you might be able to do what your gut says as well.
Yeah. So the head becomes the helpful tool to help you make things happen.
Head is a very helpful tool.
Yeah.
If you use it in the right way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you feel it with fear and other things, it could also be a very bad thing.
Yeah. It goes against you.
It does.
Yeah. That's what they say. They say head is a helpful, what do they say? Helpful servant, but not a good master. Or a helpful tool that you can pick up and use when you need it. You use it properly. Otherwise, it's gonna, you use the tool not properly.
Yeah, it can also be a monster.
Yeah, create damage as well. Yeah. Alright, let's leave that episode there. That was everything about, what did we talk about? We spoke about mainly the stuff with the mind, how to use the mind, how to tap into your heart. Actually, wait. Last question. What does wisdom mean to you? Does wisdom fit in any of these? How does that work?
Wisdom is sort of knowledge, isn't it?
Mm.
Or wisdom comes with knowledge. So, like at the beginning we said, do different jobs at the beginning, so and so and so.
Mm.
So you become wise
Mm.
by learning so much variety of work or type of things.
Mm.
And when somebody sort of wants to know a certain thing, you sort of say, yeah, you can do this, or this is how to do it, so and so. And you sort of become wise through your experience, really.
Mm.
So that's where the wisdoms come from. Knowledge, experience.
Yeah. So wisdom's coming from your life experiences after taking actions and stuff, is it?
That's right.
Rather than books. Is it different from book learning?
It comes with the books, but it's a similar thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're learning.
Yeah.
You're learning through life, you're learning through books.
Yeah.
So whichever way you learn, or even both,
yeah,
and that's where the wisdom comes.
Mm. Mm. Can you learn through books alone?
You can learn through it, but you don't get experience.
Mm.
Experience, that's where you become more wiser, I think.
Yeah.
Because books can teach you certain things, but if you can't put that in practice, because you've not experienced it physically, then it's going to be hard, isn't it?
Yeah. Like driving a car, that's where they have a theory and a practical.
This is it. If you just learn the theory, through theory you're brilliant.
Yeah.
You sit in a car, you don't know what to do. So, yeah.
So wisdom is a combination of life experience. It's more of like learnt stuff, rather than just facts and knowledge.
It's sort of experience, yeah.
Yeah. Because you can learn, like you said, you can learn loads of facts and theory stuff, but it doesn't feel like that's wisdom, does it? It's kind of like you just have a storehouse of information.
Yeah, but if, like you say, if you learned all that through the books, you've not had opportunity to express those physically, then you won't be able to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it'll be hard for you to do it, let's put it that way.
Yeah, so it's more of learning stuff and then applying it.
Yeah, physical and mental and, like you say, reading and etc.
Yeah.
It's all together.
Alright, let's leave it there. What's the one highlight from today that you want to highlight? Or the one thing that you think is worth just mentioning once again after we spoke about all this?
Well, one highlight, I suppose, is just like we covered, when you're sort of growing up, take a wider path instead of a narrow path.
Yeah. So getting experience in different areas and stuff like that.
Yeah, whatever you're doing doesn't matter, If you take a wider path, you'll have so much knowledge, you'll get so much experience, and like you say, you'll be much wiser. But if you take a narrow path, you'll only learn a couple of things, and if you go across that path, you'll be lost.
Yeah. my highlight was learning through action, but also combining that with just a bit of knowledge as well to help you to back it up. Alright, let's leave it there. That's the next episode.